Welcome to another motherfucking YouTube video. My name is Lucas Guy. I make $50,000 a month, and you're going to see in this video how I was able to work with companies who make 9 figures and how I was able to generate millions working for them. This is a role play that you're going to see 8 things that are going to completely change the way you do sales, and if you apply them, you can easily make dozens of thousands of dollars every single month. And I have them listing down because I'm not going to remember the 8 things that I have for you. Number 1, I'm going to be explaining to you how you can know if you're too aggressive and how you can know if you're too kind in the calls and what to do in each extreme so that you're not any of those. Because if you're too aggressive, your prospects will fake you. If you're too kind, your prospects will step all over you. Number 2, habits. How you can actually build good habits so that you can become a motherfucking beast that is successful in life in everything that he does. Number 3, my personal win rule. How I was able to become successful, how can I win, and what is the number 1 rule that I use every single time so that I can follow these steps and become the best version of myself, a version who makes money and who's happy with himself. Number 4, mindset, and why you need to have the correct mindset if you need to win. You will see the details in this video. I'm not going to spoil any surprises. Number 5, obviously, the fucking role plays that you're going to see how a discovery is properly done, how you can go through the data, and how you can find out what are the tangible stuff like numbers, and how you can find out the emotional things, the intangible stuff like feelings and orientations. Number 6 is going to be how you can use enticing, which is my secret technique, so that you can make prospects open up more and tell you more stuff without being completely combative or the typical, I don't want to answer these questions. Why are you asking me this stuff? Number 7, this is going to be a controversial because the majority of closers are telling you that you need to be super authoritarian. You need to be the fucking boss because they're with the one with the problem and you're the fucking G. It's like, yes, there is a point in that, but you need to pay attention to what I'm about to explain because with that, you will be able to use authority in a way that it gives you more points and makes the prospect talk more about you. They will literally be giving you and begging you to ask them more stuff. Number 8, and the final thing, the secret to influence people. The secret MIT. I'm going to be explaining this as well in the role plays. So you have 8 things that are going to be of tremendous importance for you to close a lot and make a shit ton of money with sales. So without further ado, enjoy this video and don't forget to drop a comment asking me the number 1 question that you have on what is the things that you're not understanding so I can help you. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the video. Welcome, my beautiful. It's my pleasure to see you all again for another roleplay sessions. I have a feeling this one is going to be very interesting. So, first of all, before we start, I would like everyone in here to celebrate for our friend Wakanda, our friend, the King of Africa, for closing nonstop, making his first 4 figures. Fucking G. Fucking G. Very well. Very well. Okay. So we're actually going to begin. Before we go about it, does anyone has a question? I know that I answered a few already in the previous call, but anyone has a question before we go with the role plays? Something that we should
I
know?
have one.
What? Jaden?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you probably heard me saying that earlier, but I just had a prospect who just rage quit because I asked about personal
yeah.
stuff such as rent, bills, expenses, how much money he makes, and he just rage quits. And my question is like, how can I avoid this? Because if I just pitch him, he will not have any MIT cop anyway. So did I do the right thing?
So it's not about he will not have MIT, he will not have COB, he will not have the stuff that we do to make sure that the people buy. It's just think about it like this. If someone is not even willing to answer questions from you, how likely do you see that person is going to pay? How likely do you see that person is going to actually go through with the program that you're selling? So maybe, I don't know if you feel this, but if you feel a bit of guilt or concern on saying, did I fucked up? It's like, imagine what you just saved. for client success and the amount of time you save for yourself as well. Because imagine pitching someone like this. It was you actually that we had the call, with this guy that should never been on the pitch. So, I mean, it wasn't you, but I'm happy that you didn't go through that again. There are people who, if they cannot even answer a simple question, then they shouldn't be on the call. It is just that simple. Okay. The reality is that you should never be affected by it, and you should just be looking to try to help. And if someone doesn't like to answer the questions, obviously the thing that you need to do every single time in a very normal way is just saying, why don't you want to answer this in a good way? Why are you so reluctant to say me this? Like, what's the problem? Do you want me to help you or not? Because if you want me to help you, like, I kind of need to know your situation first. How do you expect me to do that? And if they cannot even go through that, they cannot even accept the frame and be cooperative, they're not going to spend thousands of dollars on you. Now, there will be people who you can go faster with. For example, with me, let's say that you got me as a prospect. If I am as a prospect, you genuinely don't need to use MIT, COB things, because I am someone who has a lot of self-awareness. Like, I know where I am fucking up and I know why I am in this call with you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do a discovery. What I'm saying is you will see people that sometimes you say, okay, why are you here? Well, I am here because I know I'm fucking up on this, on this, on this, and I'm going your solution because of this. Oh, okay. It seems like you have it very clear. I do have it very clear. I'm here to get more information. Okay, cool. I'll still ask you a couple of questions just to make sure, and then I'll give you all the information you need. Of course, man, go for it. That will be me on a call. And then you just ask me, okay, for how long have you been struggling with this? For X amount of time. Do you want to continue? Like, no, that's why I'm here. And you will see that people like me who are have a lot of self-awareness, and this is the key to spot people who they don't need a long ass discovery. I'm not saying, and please take this into consideration. I'm not saying that now you guys are not going to take a discovery. These people who will have a lot of self-awareness, they constantly bring the things back into the present. So, for example, if you say, so you've been struggling with this for how long? Which will be a normal question for you to ask to a prospect. I, as a prospect, would say, so I've been struggling for this on this for 3 months. That's why I'm here today. So it's like I'm bringing it to the present. Or you say, so do you want to maintain yourself on this any other day? No, that's why I booked this call. So it's like I'm bringing to the present because I am ready to take action. I had calls like this, and the best example is that kid that I had, my student, who in 7 minutes I closed. Seven. That was my whole call. 7 minutes. Now, that is a complete anomaly. That is a complete exception. Okay. You guys getting me as a prospect, it is an exception. People are skeptical. People haven't done the research. People are stubborn. People are ignorant. People are emotional. I am not the common thing. So I don't want, by any other circumstances, that you guys believe that this is how you should behave. Like, absolutely not, because this is not how you're supposed to behave. It's the less than 1%. But what I am saying is that there will be some prospects that will kind of be like this, and you just have to take advantage of it. One example, kind of similar, it was the role play that Amro did. I think it was the one that you had the towel on your head. That with Jaden, we felt kind of like this, like you guys were going in circles, and you were like, "I just want to make money, brother. I just want," and I just went with you, and we moved, we advanced a lot very quickly. So that's a difference, but something to consider. I don't even know why in the fuck I went on this tangent. I just wanted to talk about it. All this makes sense on this? Everyone follow?
100%. And the thing is, he told me that let's talk about business while asking personal questions. I said, okay, who's the business owner? He said, me. And then I said, okay, then if you're the business owner, why don't we talk about you? Like I went into this route. If someone says something like this, how would you tackle that?
Well, it's role play it. So
Yeah.
tell me what the guy told you, and I'll take it into that direction. I don't know.
Okay, why are we talking about my personal stuff? Let's talk about my business.
Well, I need to talk about the personal stuff because you're the one running the business, right?
Yeah, that's true, but still, I want to talk about how you can help me instead of just my
Exactly.
rent, my expenses.
Exactly. You want me to help you. Do you,
Yeah.
okay. If you want me to help you, who do you think actually has the intentions of helping you? Someone who just pitches you, or someone who actually tries to understand your situation and then pitches you based on that?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but talking about expenses and my financial situation, I don't know if this is really helping me.
You don't know, or you're just uncomfortable talking about your finances?
I think it's both.
You think it's both, or you know it's both, or you know it's just you're just not uncomfortable talking about that? You can tell me. I mean,
Now, I don't know how talking about my finances would solve this problem, is what I'm saying.
well, maybe I didn't explain it properly. So I need to know about your situation so I can help you. Because if right now I pitch you for, let's say, our highest program, which is 100K, you might be, oh, yeah, that's a bit out of my budget. And I need to work on that. I need to know what I can offer to you so that it can work on your situation. Because I could pitch you 100K, I could pitch you $100, but I don't think, for what I'm saying, you want a $100 solution. So why are you so reluctant to talk about yourself and talk about your finances? What's behind that? Are you a most wanted FBI someone, or how does that go?
Okay, makes sense now.
Like, I'm just gonna be talking to you and make you feel stupid. And why can I do that? Because my genuine frame is to help you. My genuine help is to is to help you. Like, I'm not doing anything else. So if someone is just trying to help you, it's very difficult to be mean to them. You could be mean to them, but let's say they just double down with more I trying to help you. Now you start feeling like shit. So imagine this: you fall to the ground. Isabel comes in and she gives you her hand. It's like, hey, I'll help you. She's like, no, 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 get out. Isabel might say, all right, fuck off. And she leaves. Or she might say, it's okay. And she gives you your hand again. Now it's more difficult for you to tell her to fuck off. It's just like, okay, fine. Because she's genuinely trying to help you. Okay. And your job is to just keep doing that. You just keep giving the hand. You keep giving that hand. And the prospects feel very uncomfortable by not helping you, helping them. Because it's very uncommon that a prospect can do that. It's just normal 101 directioning of people. Okay. So, Tyler,
The question that I'm about to ask is completely unrelated to Jaden's point, but it's based on the worry of, will I constantly genuinely try to help the prospects, and will I constantly be in this state where I'm like unselling them? Like, for example, a prospect on my call said, I just hopped on to just check that, and then I said, shouldn't that be concerning to you? Said, what? The fact that you're just trying to check this out and then you'll decide. Because if you are that
leading.
uncertain about something.
Yeah, super leading
Okay.
on your side. Super leading. Because
Okay.
you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. So if that's the case, and I have a prospect like
Mm-hmm.
that, I'm gonna say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so why are you checking? What are you just checking? And 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 if I feel like this person has like a lot of guard, I'm gonna say, oh, if you're just checking, don't worry. I'm not gonna try to sell you anything. Okay? Okay, thank you so much. I just want to know. Yeah, yeah, of course, don't worry about it. Now I just completely destroyed the sales barrier. And I'm gonna say, what were you just checking? He's gonna say, well, I have this and this and this. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of discovery. And then I'm gonna realize, so X, Y, and Z, right? Yeah. And you're just checking. And now I can bring the weight on it because I have built that emotional pain, that logistical pain, the reality. But the thing is that if you don't know the reality, if you don't know their situation, you saying, oh, isn't it concerning for you that you're just checking? Well, you don't even know if it is. You don't even know if it's a good thing. It's just leading on your side. It's just like you just want to sell them. That's why you're trying to manipulate them into that. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So that situation had me worried that, hey, will I constantly perform on calls since like I'm in this good streak that is happening right now? And that has me worried. It's no longer about the pressure of saying, "Ooh, I have to perform. Ooh, I have to do this." But yeah, it's that constant worry.
What's the question?
So how do I deal with that? That's the question.
I'm not following. The worry of what? How do you deal with what?
Maintaining the performance, like maintaining the level that I'm closing on. That's my worry right now.
Yeah, you just stop being gay. That's literally the answer. You so you have to keep fighting. Okay, so there's two things here. Number one is you immediately enter this scarcity mindset of, oh, what if I don't close the same? What if I don't make money now? What if I don't like? Well, then you're back to where you were, and you were alive anyways. So that's fine. Now, the second thing is that the way that you can maintain stuff is by not maintaining it. So me drawing, I'm a person who draws now all the time. All of you know why. Where the fuck is the thing to draw? There we go. So sticky note, no, sticky note. So basically, the problem with maintaining how you are, that you're making money right now, is that it's impossible. This doesn't exist. You will never be able to maintain stuff. Okay? This is a lie. The only thing that really exists is you either growing or dying. That's all. That's all. At every single moment of the day. So if you try to maintain, this is impossible because there's constantly forces pulling you up or pulling you down based on the actions that you do. So this will never be a straight line. This will always be like this. Okay? And now it's your job to make sure that with your own actions, this thing goes up and not like this. So what I mean with don't be gay is don't be first looking for something like this. Stop looking for a straight arrow like this that is not going to exist. But instead, look for how can you maintain yourself in the green side, which is all this part, which is improvement. This is what you want. Your question is not how can I maintain this? How can I make sure I don't go? Your question is not how can I maintain myself or how can I make sure that I don't go downwards. Your only question and the only thing that you should care about is how can I do this? Okay? Make sense?
Yes, sir. Makes a lot of sense. And the question comes from not necessarily the money part of it, because I'm not focused on that like genuinely. It comes from the point of being gay. That, oh, what if I hop on a call and I don't care enough for the prospect? What if I hop on a call, then I start being attached? What if I hop on a call? And all of those what ifs piss me off because on the call, I'm not like that. But before the call, I'm gay.
Yes.
So yeah.
So what have you done this time that is allowing you to close?
It's constantly improving, constantly doing self-discoveries, constantly studying, constantly role-playing. It's like putting in more inputs. And when I learn something from you, I
Mhm.
literally like, let's say I have this thing called lesson of the day that I do. And I do it like before I go to sleep. Let's say I learn something that's really valuable. I'll put it as a lesson of the day, read it. Next morning when I wake up, revise my notes. It's like putting in the inputs and not allowing myself to slow down. That's the only thing I'm doing, honestly.
Okay. So as long as you keep doing that, you will keep getting the same or better results, correct?
Better, yeah.
Are you planning on stop doing that? Stopping doing
No,
that? Then how
no,
could you fail?
I can't.
That's your answer.
Okay.
Very easy, very simple.
Simple. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Mm, wait, I need to correct Amro. Where the fuck did you read that, Amro? He died at 32 from malaria. Anyways, Anjonator.
I'll try to formulate this as best as possible, but touching on what we previously discussed, how do you find the right balance between what you did, right? When they put on friction regarding you asking the questions, you're really disarming, right? You're soft against them, which I know works,
Yeah.
but how far do you go before you not just take the piss anymore, but you like meet them with some like not aggression, but like you put up some walls, like, okay, enough is enough, man. If it doesn't work.
Yeah. So again, I know it sounds very simple, but you literally the best thing that I can always tell you guys is this. So you start at this level and it just goes like this. So basically, to make it as actually I'm gonna make this a little bit prettier so that you guys can see. So this will be basically time and this is intensity. So what does this mean? That the more time it passes, the more time passes, I'm going to start becoming more and more and more intense. Okay? This is the intensity. I'm going to start becoming more and more intense. But as you can see, and this is the key part, pretty much in the half of the drawing, I am very kind. I am actually very fucking kind. Okay? I am very comprehensive. I don't push, I don't attack. I understand, I disarm, I build trust. The thing is that after I already spend like, I don't know, let's say this is 15. The thing is that it's super relative. This could be 15 minutes, this could be 5, this could be 25. It really depends on the conversation that you're having. But my point is, what you should do and what you should be focusing on is to spend at least a good portion of the time just trying to understand and making sure the prospects are disarmed. Because if you fight against someone who is also trying to fight, you're just going to create a mess. And then you have this little section here. This is the transition section. Let's call it like this. This is the transition section where basically what you do here is the boat. Have any of you heard about the boat analogy? This is a boat, actually. You might not believe it, but this is actually a boat. Does anyone know about the boat analogy? No? No one? So the thing is that in this boat, there can only be one angry person, not two. So if this guy, this Hermosi talks a lot about this. If this guy is angry about something, I'm gonna become more angry than him. And now he's gonna try to call me. So what basically this would be is, let's say the prospect, I'm trying to calm him down, and the prospect is, no, man, you're just asking me all these questions. And the last time I had a call, the people did the same and they just scammed me. And now what I would do is I'm going to get back and I'll say, wait, they scam you? Really? You put in your time and they just scam you. They just took you for a fool. They took all your money. They left you like an idiot. That's what you're telling me? No, no, I mean, I'm not saying that. Now you're making me feel bad, like a dumbass. So my point is, this is the transition part that you're basically using his words to try to just calm him down, making him kind of feel like a fool. This is only like 1 or 2 questions. This is why it's such a thin section. And then you just have this part, which is this is where you start escalating the intensity, this part. And this is where you kind of like go battle, which is, look, dude, I'm trying to help you. But if you just want to be a dickhead, then why do I have to help you if you're just being a dickhead with me? For in an example. Okay. And then I just keep escalating the stuff until I produce the typical rage quit or they buy from me. Okay. But the reality is that in order for me to provoke this rage quit or that they're going to fuck it, take my money, I first probably did this. And this in some cases I just don't, you're not going to find a good example on doing it. So this is why it's kind of neutral. But you always need to start here. And I think all of you saw me in calls. Like I'm always starting on this side. Always. I'm always like, hey, comfortable, relaxed, just trying to help you, you know. But if the process are becoming idiots, then okay, go into the transition. And if that doesn't work, then go with the intensity path. And if that doesn't work, then like I said to Jaden, well, you can only help people who wants to be helped. If I want you guys to close more, but you guys are not willing to listen to me, then how in the fuck am I going to help you? Right? And it's the same if you ask questions, it's the same if you want to direct a prospect to something. So if you're looking for what is the specific point that you have to transition into a call, it doesn't exist because every call is going to be different. But as a rule of thumb, you always, always, always have to start with just a very calm way because people react to what they have in front. The majority of people are reactive. So if you're the one who are just, no, I'm cool, I'm maintaining my ground, I'm not attacking, I'm not forcing anything, I'm just trying to help you, the prospect will just stop. And it's the example I gave with Isabel trying to help Jaden, who's on the floor. Okay? But if that is not happening, if all you're getting here is just attacks, then you can go with the transition. And if that doesn't work, then all right, just start beating him up a little bit with reality, which is okay. So you're telling me you want to change your life. You're telling me you want to make money, but you cannot even ask a couple questions just to see how you can even start. What future do you see yourself in there? And this is one step further. And then I just can keep escalating it until the guy ends up rage quitting or just buying. Make sense? And in all these parts, when you advance, you will start using a lot of unselling, which is, dude, I cannot help you. You don't even want to answer a question. How am I supposed to help you? I don't think it's even a good thing for you to be here. So multiple steps that you do in that section of the board. But first is, what do you mean you don't want to tell me about your finances? What's going on? Why is that so sensitive for you? Make sense?
Yes, sir. Just a follow-up question on that. I remember back in the days, you said that ideally on a call, you want the prospect to be here and you a little bit above in terms of authority, let's call it. And this used to happen to me a lot back in the viral coach days that I ended up with maybe guys making fucking millions a month that were 50 years old and they looked down on me a lot, right? How are you able, like they were super cocky. How are you able to match, like increase your authority level when they're like naturally up here without you matching their cockiness level, which can just increase the friction in them, if that makes sense?
Okay, you have two ways. Number one will be labeling, and number two, it's going to be just addressing the facing the line. So the when it comes to the one with facing the line, I'm just literally going to tell them, do you feel better by talking down on me? And that's going to create such an enormous, incredibly uncomfortable moment in them. Do you feel better by talking to me like this? No, no, I'm not talking to you like this. It's just that you're asking me these questions. They're going to give you the concern. Okay? It's like literally facing the line. Don't be afraid of doing that. You're a closer. And the second one is just in with labeling. So you can combine concepts. I'm going to show you how to do it with enticing, which is making the statement so that you can start matching stuff. So if I'm on a call with someone and I am seeing that this someone is someone who obviously is going to attack down on me and he believes he's the shit, I am literally going to say, oh, so you are in I don't know, in the OnlyFans industry, right? Yeah, yeah, I'm in the OnlyFans. Okay, got it. So interesting, man. It's so nice to actually meet someone who is open as you, who actually wants to talk, because I have already been talking with a couple of business owners in this niche as well, and they just believe they know everything. They just literally act like no one is there to help them, and they know it all, and all they want is just to waste money. I'm glad that's not you. No, 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 that's not me. I'm someone who wants to talk. So, okay. So, what are you someone who wants to talk so much with me? Is it because you want to find out the solution? Yeah, no, I want to find the solution. And now This is obviously an example that I'm just making up. But my point is, now that you did that, they just label themselves, they identify themselves as someone who is open to talk and who wouldn't do that. And now it's incredibly difficult for them to just go back on their word. So this is the example that I gave you guys in the call that we did like a couple weeks ago. I'll say it again, which is I don't know, possibly you and Amro, maybe you guys remember the study about the stickers on the windows with the safe driving.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone heard about that. Does everyone know about it or nope?
Yeah,
Yes.
you talked about it.
Okay, I'll just say it again. At least Aiden doesn't know about it. So basically it was a study, and the whole thing is that there were two towns. In town number one, they asked everyone, hey, do you support safe driving? And everyone said, yeah, of course. I mean, why not? Okay. And then in the first town, they dropped up like some type of questionnaire that only had one question, which is, can you sign this saying that you do vouch for safety driving? And when people signed it, they identify themselves as, I am someone who vouches for this. And then after that, they ask, okay, can I put a sticker, like a little sticker of this size on your window saying that you support safety driving? Almost 90% of the people said, yeah, do it. So everyone agreed. And in the second town, they went and they say, hey, can I just put a sticker on your window that says you support safety driving? It's like, no, what the fuck? That's my window. And even though, so my point is that because they had the identity of saying, I am someone who does this, it's very difficult for people to go back. And this is the example that you gave me, Anjonator, of, you know, I told this to my brother. It's like, oh, you don't want to train, so you're gay. So that's kind of like the point. Okay. It's like you're labeling yourself as someone who it doesn't. So that goes against who you are. This literally turned into a coaching call. Fuck the role play for all I'm saying. Anyways, if that makes sense, the two paths that you have in Jonator is saying path number one is to label them as someone who they wouldn't talk down on you. Okay. And you can just say, I know you're someone who doesn't talk down to people and actually listens. And they will say yes, because that's a positive attribute. Or you can just talk negatively about other people, another tribe, which is basically all these people do this, but I can see that you're not. And he's going to say, no, no, I'm not like them. Either the case, he identifies himself as this type of people who talk and who doesn't take you down, pull you down. Therefore, he's not going to do it. That's one. Or the second one is, let's say that you just advance into the conversation and he's literally talking down on you. You just say, can I ask you a question? Yeah, of course. I have to be direct. Yeah, just tell me. Okay. Does talking down on me makes you feel better? And it's like such an unexpected shot that the prospect will be like, no, I'm not doing it like that. And now he's going to start defending himself like, no, I'm just trying to get to the point. And now you can just say, okay, I'm also trying to get to the point. Do you believe that you're going to get to the point by treating me like I don't know what I'm doing? And now he feels so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. And guess why that matters? Because who has the frame now? You. You have the frame now. And if you have your frame, he's playing in your world. And in your world, you dictate what's going on. You manage, you move the pieces. It's your mind, it's your game now. But if you're playing on his, you're fucked. You're never going to close someone if you are under their frame. But you're going to close someone if they are under your frame. It's always that analogy. This is clear for everyone?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Have you tried that on a call? Like just facing lion that way, calling it out?
Why do you say trying? Do you think I didn't? Dude, I had to do it multiple times. The thing is that it doesn't happen to me very often, because when I show up to the call, they know who's daddy. I am able to portray that very easily. I don't talk with people who believe they have a bigger frame than me. That doesn't happen. And when I jump with people who really, really believe they are the shit, we always, it's, it's a tough thing to explain, but it's like mentally, me and the prospect, we both like give ourselves a handshake, like, okay, I'll respect you, you respect me. And no one steps over the line. Okay. That this is literally what happens every time I'm with someone who is on a high level or who has this mentality. So real recognizes real. Yeah, exactly. So that is something that you can create as well. Okay. But if you're not able to create it just with the way you're talking and how confident you are in yourself, how much of an authority you look like, well, then those are two things that you can just do. But yes, I said it multiple times, but I'm not, it's not like I just do that example with that. I do it with everything. Yesterday I had a call with a dude who just kept on rationalizing about the fact that he wasn't scaling his business because everything is saturated. And I even dropped the, the cheesy line. Well, do you think other people made it even though the thing is saturated? He said, yeah. So why are you so different? I don't know, man. It's just that my case is different because, and I said, so basically you're telling me you're a snowflake. And the dude started laughing. It's like, no, no, I'm not a snowflake. It's like, so what are you, man? Yeah, you're right. And then it just becomes the leadership. So what type of man do you want to be? What type of person do you want to be? The one who does this or the one who blames everything? The winner or the snowflake? Okay. So it's a part of doing it. And you have to constantly be just ingraining yourself this. Is this clear before I go more into another tangent? Like, is this especially you, engineer?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Labeling is advanced to me. It's something I'll 100% need to practice, but it does 100% make sense.
So again, labeling is extremely powerful. Imagine after everything that we discussed, all the coaching that I did with you, tomorrow you say to me, look, I don't know if I want to work this hard. Imagine how difficult it would be for you to say that to me. Like, like just try to picture it. You texting me that I don't know if I want to work that hard. Imagine how bad you will feel about yourself. Imagine the roasting I'm about to give you. Imagine when I take a screenshot of that and I send it into the hunter so that everyone can see it and laugh at you. But why is that? Why all these variables are created? Because you you identified as a hard worker, and all of us know you as that. So if you go against that, it's like, oh, do you see the power of labeling?
Oh yeah.
And if you label yourself, it's even more powerful. So that's kind of like the point. It's not, if I tell, hey, you're a hard worker, it's like, oh, thank you for the compliment. But if you identify yourself, I am a hard worker. Now, if you go against that, you feel like shit. There's a very good example on this, on people who, this used to happen to me back in the day. I don't know if it happens to some of you now or it did before. I always had trouble to waking up early. And I always said, okay, tomorrow I'm waking up early. And then I woke up at like 10 a.m. And then I felt like shit the whole day. It's like, nah. But then I said, okay, I'm going to wake up early the next day. Wake up at 11 a.m. Now I feel like shit again. It's like, okay, the whole day is ruined. It's because I already gave myself that identity of I'm doing this. And that is just one action. If you label your whole personality on how you are as a man, it's even greater. Make sense?
It does. So if you had one part of you that you really wanted to change, but you struggle with it,
Yes.
would you utilize this and like manipulate yourself and start to tell yourself that you're the opposite of what you do in to help you change it?
No. And let me explain. If you do that, you are only going to create disappointment and pain in yourself because you're going to fail. So if you want to really just create a massive change in who you are, let's say that, I don't know, you never went to the gym and now you say, I'm going to go to the gym every single day. Chances are you're not. You're not. Maybe you're going to be super motivated, but after 3 days, you're going to stop, whether because you lost the motivation or because your body aches so much after the trainings that you can't even move. So you're going to stop and you're going to feel really bad. The way that you create a change is by creating a habit. The way you create a habit is by taking small actions, very, very small actions, repeatedly. So if you really want to create a change in your personality, and let's say in this case, it's just, going to the gym, you don't go every single day. You go 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and you take a very moderate training. And then you start increasing it, increasing it, increasing it. So my point is, it's a habit that you're building. It's a habit that you're fighting for towards every single day. And that's how you create it. But if you label yourself as, okay, I am a person who goes to the gym every single day, now comes the fact of, hey, I'm disappointed at myself. I failed myself. I lied to myself. And that destroys your confidence. And with your confidence, that drains all your capabilities. You're not going to be a good closer. You're not going to be able to study well. You're not going to train well, whatever it is, because now you don't believe in yourself. That makes sense?
It does. Yep.
So the labeling, it's super powerful, but if you don't act on it, then you're kind of fucked. So the labeling is powerful in the moment. In the moment, I think the labeling is extremely powerful. For example, I shared with all of you my rule to win. My rule to win is the simplest as possible. Is I know one thing: the weak always lose. Therefore, every action that I do, I can put it in a binary way of 0, 1, which is this the path of the strength is this is the path of the weak? Strength, weak. Strength, weakness. I can just decide all the time. So if I decide to go to bed and get up at 12 a.m., 11 a.m., that's the weak path. Waking up at 5 will be the strong one. I mean, this obviously is relative to everyone and their schedules, but you get the point. Not going to the gym versus going to the gym. Eating fucking burgers every day versus eating well, a good steak, you know? So my point is, what path am I choosing? Am I choosing the strength path? Am I choosing the weak path? That is labeling. And let's say that right now I'm between, should I order the burger or should I order the steak? What does the weak person do? What does the strong person do? Okay. So that is labeling. And then I can say, I am a strong person. How can I ask for the burger? How can I deliver the burger? Make sense? So that's the correct way of using labeling. The thing is that if you do it in the way that you want to build like a whole new habit of every day I'm gonna eat perfectly, now you might be fucked up because you're just projecting it too much. But if you project it in the moment, it helps. And if you want to project on the future, I would just do it as a habit. It's like just building the habit. That makes sense?
Right. Yeah, it does.
Awesome. This is a great group coaching call. Russian comrade.
Luka Lisnevsky.
Yes.
Yeah, so my question is based on some of our earlier conversations here
Yeah.
and on our talk 2 days ago. I realize what the biggest issue how I shoot myself in the foot, in the face, and in the dick is by, some boys had a issue of being too aggressive. I have an opposite problem. It's almost like I train myself to thread so lightly, be so careful. I am not pushing through where I'm supposed to push through.
Yes.
So I'm just want to get possibly some clarity how to deal with it essentially. So I can remind myself, be more aggressive, be more aggressive, be more aggressive. Inevitably, I kind of ended up defaulting to being like, hey, let me be super careful, diplomatic, essentially being weak is how it ends up, just calling a spade a spade. So trying to find the best way from point A to point B to fix that issue.
Okay. So, well, first of all, it's ironic because if I'm expecting someone to be a hard ass, it will be the Russian guy dressed in black. Like
Yeah, I know.
genuinely. You're going to buy or not? Like that's what I'm expecting, you know? But the reality is, I talk with Jared a lot about this. Actually, Jared would be, it's an expert on this shit by now. So if you want a more in detailed explanation, you literally, like, I agree. You can just watch his 101, multiple of his 101s, because both of you have this problem. And on the other hand, we have Anjonator and Tyler being too aggressive, for example. The thing is that it all comes down to understand why you're like this. So in your case, guys, why are you kind? Why are you like this? Someone is kind because they don't want to be perceived in the wrong way, or because they don't want to hurt. Okay? They just they they really want things to go really smooth, and they don't like conflict. You need, both of you, you need to understand that you're a closer. One of the main things that a closer does is having the difficult conversations and facing the lion. So does that mean that you should be a complete dickhead and just attack people and fight people? No, absolutely not. But if you want to be perceived as an authority, which is how you get people to pay you, you need to be able to be a hard ass. You need to be able to attack. Okay? Attack, attack, attack. You need to be able to do that. I don't want you to succumb into the fears or the complacency of saying, no, I don't feel the need. I don't want to be like this, blah, 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 whatever. Everything will always fall down into what I was explaining to Anjonator earlier about how you're supposed to be in the calls. You start being very kind, and then you gradually start becoming a hard ass. So if it's at the beginning, it's perfectly fine, and everyone should be kind like that. But both of you need to realize that there is a moment where you stop and you become serious and you give directives. Why? Because it's your frame, it's your call, it's your authority that's in game right now. You need to maintain your place. You need to be able to walk in the fire. You guys are afraid of walking in the fire because you might get burned. And the reality is that by not doing it, you're being burned. Okay? So if you really want to change it, if you really want to force that, I would like you to, instead of, if it goes like this, I'm going to fucking draw it. If this is the normal thing, okay? In your case, Russian comrade, I would like you to be like this. Okay? So the time of being kind is shorter than for the normal one. And for Andronator and for Tyler, it should be like this. They have to force themselves to be kinder. You have to force yourself to be meaner. Mm-hmm. Why is this? Does this mean that this is what you should do 100% of the times? No, clearly not. I don't want you to do that. But my point is, if you are not able to do this stuff and to fight and to walk into the uncomfortable, you're never going to grow. Mm-hmm. You're never going to become better. So the whole point here is that you have to force yourself to be more serious. Yes, I'm not saying you're going to start a call of, hey, Mr. Prospect, great meeting you. Let's jump in. Like, I'm not saying you should be like that, but you have to quickly start becoming more and more serious. And once you get the hang of it, and you can literally be comfortable being a complete dickhead, not saying that that's your aim, but once you're comfortable with that, then you can get back to the normal stage. Normal. Okay? On the example of the boys, Andronator is the opposite. You gotta be willing to take shit, to eat some shit, and be kinder anyways. Because you guys are like, boom, emotional as fucking, you just jump into the battle. Like, all right, you want to battle? Let's go at it. No. So that makes sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. And funny enough, even thinking about that, I know for a fact it's actually will be harder for me to become a complete dickhead. So I can actually more freely and more easily go for a dickhead mode, because I know for a fact with my previous habits, it's I probably wouldn't pull a complete buy or die. Probably wouldn't. And a quick follow up on that. Again, I'm not sure how much it matters, because my assumption is, based on our conversation, is possibly because things didn't work out for so long, I almost trained myself to be afraid of making a wrong move. But at the same time, by doing that, I'm actually making a wrong move by
Yeah.
threading too lightly. It's almost like it's that habit feeds not getting where I want.
It's always like this. So if you're not sure about doing something, do it. If you're dancing around, tipping around about taking action or not, do it.
Mhm.
If you think you might make a mistake, but you also might win a lot, do it.
Mhm.
The world, the prizes, the rewards are always giving to the people who are willing to take the action, who are willing to bite the bullet, who are willing to take the risk, who are willing to walk the fire. The people who are willing to jump and make the leap of faith are the people who get the best in life. And this is applied to everything, not just the closing. So you should be extremely comfortable with being insanely uncomfortable.
Mm.
So every time that you feel like, I don't know if I should do this, maybe they're going to take it in the wrong way, or maybe this is going to cost me my job, or it's like, do it. If there is a chance like that you're going to win, even though there's a risk, do it. The only exception in this is the casino, because they make you believe it's chance. It's not. You're gonna get fucked. Other than that, you do it. Take the risk. Take the risk because it's worth it. And the majority of the times, all of you think, no, I don't want to do this because I might risk this. And the reality is that in the majority of the cases, the risk and what you can lose leaves you exactly in the same position that you were before. So there's literally no risk. There's only a reward, but you have to be man enough to do it and take the action. Okay. So, for example, in this case, this offer that you had, you might be hesitant about being more of a hard ass on your bosses or some prospects, for example, because that might cost you your job. Well, you weren't making money anyways.
Mhm.
You didn't have money in the hand anyway. So what do you got to lose? Just to say so that you're working with us? It's like, no. Take double down, triple down, quadruple down. All of you need to take so much action that by doing it, you are creating such chaos in everything around you that you can seize it.
Hmm.
There's a book I read about this, and it explains it in a lot of ways. So I'm going to give a super summarized version of it. Imagine that your life is a little box that has nothing. It's just an empty box, and you're trying to get resources out of it, but there's nothing. So you just stay like this, trying to not break the box. But then you start just moving around, punching the box, kicking everything down, creating a mess. And now things start to appear. The box breaks. Maybe you just got out and you see a different world, whatever. But you created chaos. And within that chaos, you will find opportunities. The problem is that staying in the same position, staying in what you know, the box that you have, doesn't give you more opportunities than the one that you constantly see. So your job is to see the box that you're in right now and say, do I have good opportunities here? No. Therefore, what do you need to do? Chaos. Start breaking everything down. Okay? Create a fucking mess. Is it good? Is it bad? Who gives a shit? You just do it. By doing this, you 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 will be able to get stuff. And this is an action that you have to take every single day, not just once. It's very uncomfortable, but once you get used to it, it's like you just don't give a shit about anything anymore. And then you just become. Does anyone seen the meme of the dog who's drinking a coffee? It's like there's fire all around him, and the dog is just like, I'm just drinking coffee. So I don't give a shit. That you have to, that's the excellence that you have to aim to be. Like literally that dog that just doesn't give a shit anymore. Okay. It will give you so much mental peace. And I know you need it right now.
Mhm.
So go and break everything. Create a fucking mess. Start laughing when you do it. And you realize how quickly your life changed and how much you grow mentally on this aspect. Make sense?
Yeah, 100%. Live in the hunter mode, not sheep mode.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
That's excellent. Thank you, Luca.
absolutely, man. Any other questions? Something else? Amro says, Luca told me to do this. Send it, break walls, create chaos is the only way. Next day I got signed. Facts. It is that easy. So, cooking. All right. Everyone good then? All right. So, I'm going to propose something very weird. Follow me. What if we actually do a role play in the role play sessions call? I know. Unexpected, but we can try. So, to celebrate our Tyler, I nominate you to be a closer because you have been closing a lot. You are making money over 4 figures. You need this. You deserve it. Okay. So,
Sir.
and also, I'm forgetting another W for the fucking ginger who got a very nice gig as well. Another motherfucker who's winning. Nice. Cooking. I'm gonna send you some pics of Andrew Nator shirtless as a gift. Nah. Oh my god. Okay. So who wishes to become a prospect or prospects for this brother?
I don't care. I can do it. Just tell me what you want me to play.
Russian comedy. Isabel, you wanted to ask something or you were acting as a prospect?
No, I mean, I can be a prospect, so. if you want
Russian
me to.
is like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to be the pro. All right. Then Russian comrade will be then. He's like,
Mhm.
he really wants to be the prospect. Awesome. Do it. Okay. So
Okay.
what do you
I
want
mean, I
to
can be a
close him
prospect
on?
with Isabel. I mean, your call if you want us to do something unusual.
The thing is that we already did the couple thing. So nah, it's fine. But
Absolutely.
Tyla, what do you explain us your offer really quickly so that we can be on.
So my offer is basically 9 to 5 people. Sometimes it comes with business people who want to make more money using TikTok affiliate marketing. Like it's the new way to do e-commerce, where basically you make a viral video, and if people buy off your affiliate link, you make certain commissions. So you don't have to own the exact product. You just have to be the affiliate of the product.
Okay. Sounds like you're scamming people. Or maybe I just didn't understand the offer.
Nah, they do make money. They do make money.
Okay. Good. All right. So you lads ready? Russian comrade? Let me know.
Yep. Yeah, ready.
Okay. Russian comrade, tell me, what name do you want to have for this roleplay?
I mean, my regular name is fine.
Okay.
Why?
Regular name is crazy.
Okay. So,
So your
gentlemen,
name will be regular name.
yes, just call him regular. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna start from the top. I want to see how you do the intro, and whenever you guys are ready, let's just kick in.
Regular. How are you, man?
Hey, what's up, Tyler?
How are you doing?
No complaints on my end. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. Nice pictures on your background.
Yeah, family.
Okay. So, I know that we're limited on time. Do you mind if we just jump straight into things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop. Don't be gay. Do you mind? Let's jump into things. Take the
Okay.
initiative. You are the leader. It's not do you mind. It's like,
Okay.
let's jump into things. All right, we're limited on
Okay.
time. Let's jump into things. Awesome. Taking the lead.
We're limited on time, so let's jump into things.
Sure.
So, basically, the whole point of this call is to make sure that we genuinely help you. Now, the way that I'll do that is I'll ask you questions to figure out a vivid image of your situation. And the more transparent you are with me, the more I know that we could help you. And later, as I'm explaining everything, I'll open up the floor for you so you can ask me questions. Is everything making sense so far, Rich?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, fair warning, I'm a super direct guy, so anything I say will be making sure that I genuinely help you, okay?
Yeah, I like it. I'm direct too. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, what led you to get on this call with me today?
Yeah, so I have been doing affiliate marketing on our family websites and our family business before. Mostly Amazon, Expedia, etc., etc. Never really played with YouTube or TikTok, and I was curious how we can integrate the our sort of affiliate marketing for our business.
Okay, so you were doing affiliate marketing for your family business, mainly
Correct.
Amazon, and you thought how you could implement this affiliate to see how it would work with your guys' style. Did I get
Precisely,
everything
yes.
clear?
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you guys been doing the Amazon for your family?
Amazon Silver have been doing our affiliate marketing like Expedia, but total
Mhm.
5-6 years.
Okay. And how is everything
Let me
going after five,
let,
6 years?
let me stop you because I just want to make something clear. It's not that you did the wrong thing by going into this direction, but you
Mhm.
immediately took it. Who the fuck did I explain this to? Was it Jared or Jaden?
Jared,
When you
not
start,
just letting them speak.
exactly. So when you start, you want to go with something as an open-ended question so that the prospect can decide whether they want to go into the emotional stuff or the tangible stuff, which is like facts, numbers, because you want to deal your cards because both of them you're going to do anyways. The point is that you want to make sure that you want to talk about what's more relevant to the prospect in his mind, at least. Maybe he's wrong or not, but it's very easy for him to open up with what he wants to talk first. So
Okay.
you saying this, you immediately went into data gathering, like facts, hard on facts, which again is not wrong. But what I would have done is
Mhm.
you said that you're curious about this. What does that mean? I want to know what he meant with I'm curious about this. I'm curious about making this. You're curious why. And then based on that answer, I'm going to determine if I should be going on this path or on this path. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
So, I mean, keep going on this direction. I just wanted to make that thing clear because this is how I would have done it. So, keep going.
I want to go into your direction now.
You go about it. Go. Do whatever you can.
Okay. So, regular, what made you curious
Just
about
call me
this?
Reggie.
Okay, Reggie, what made you curious about this?
Well, because it's I'm not sure how familiar you are with Amazon and Expedia, but percentage we pay is fucking peanuts. It's fucking peanuts, and it requires a fair amount of maintenance. So for Amazon, it's supposed to be affiliate articles, actual links supposed to be up to date, description supposed to be up to date. It's a pain in the ass, and
Mhm.
we did that shit for years, and I'm at the point where I question if it's even worth it or not. So the goal is to see if we can take some other types of affiliates, add it to
Mhm.
what we're doing, and make more money essentially with the actual platform we have already.
All right. So, could you expand more on what you mean by pain in the S?
Okay. Not bad. Just for you, you're writing down stuff as well as he
Yeah.
speaks. What have you written
Yeah.
down
Uh,
on what he
pain
just
in the
said? By the
S
way, on what he just said.
that he's making less, he's getting peanuts and pain in the S. That's what I wrote.
Okay. So what I did, I wanted to show you. I don't know how the fuck to. I need to see how I can share my screen on this on Zoom. But what I wrote down and I want you to see is he basically said, I'm gonna read it. He said that this is fucking peanuts. I'm gonna say the same thing to him. I'm gonna use that. And also pain in the ass. I also wrote that down. You gotta use the same language as them. But the real thing that mattered and that you didn't catch on is that he said that he doesn't know if this is worth it or not. So yes, you can absolutely go into saying, yeah, I mean, I would like to know what is a pain in the ass, but that answer is going to be, well, I don't know if it's really working. It's taking a lot of time. It could give you a good direction. The direction I would have taken is, what do you mean it's worth it or not? Because if he tells me, yeah, I'm not sure it's worth it, I'm going to say, so why are you doing this? And that will give me a more juicy answer that I can link into. Is that why you're in this call? To make sure that you can go to a path that is going to be worth it, instead of asking yourself, is this what you're doing is worth it or not? Make sense?
Mhm.
Where I'm going? Or I went like 50 steps too quickly. You got lost.
No, I get where you're going. You're going to that direction of basically making sure that this won't be another option for him. You're unselling it basically on how this doesn't make sense. And then at the end, you just tie it down to him being here on the call because he's looking for something that's worth doing for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And again, not bad to go with the pain in the ass. I'm just gonna go with
Mhm.
I'm not sure how this kind of goes. So, anyways, go with your direction.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. So, Reggie, could you expand more on what you mean by pain in the ass?
Yeah, it just requires a ton of maintenance for a very small affiliate payout. So Amazon pays 3 to 5%, depending on the product.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a separate article, separate affiliate, always making sure it's up to date because you know how SEO works. Of all of it supposed to be up to date, specific year, what's popular. Make sure links are up to date, make sure Amazon doesn't fuck with our links. Just so much maintenance with for so little money.
Okay. By so little money, how much do you get paid at the end of the month?
At this point, we're about break even. So
Okay.
whatever time
What?
and effort. So essentially, at this point, we're revolving around zero.
Okay. So your main concern here, is it the break even or is it the time that you put in to the maintenance?
I don't necessarily understand your question.
The
It's
question is your main concern the time you're spending maintaining on this or the fact that you break even at the end of the month?
well, I mean, I would say both because again, if I put in time and effort, I want to see results. I put time and effort and see. Essentially, I mean, we're not going in a negative, but
Mm-hmm.
it's such a low standard. It's zero. So not even sure if it's worth it. This is why I'm looking for other
Okay.
ways to add affiliate, other
All
types of
right.
affiliate.
So how many hours do you put in this?
The way I would do that, first, I would
Mm-hmm.
ask an open-ended question like, what is your priority? He might say time, and I don't have to box him like you did. Now, let's say you did box him. You said, is it time or money? And he gives you that answer. What
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say is, I'm just going to say, yeah, I mean, I get it. I get what you mean. I would like to be living in Dubai with 3 blondes as my girlfriends and being a decabillionaire, right? So that we always want the best that we can get. But now, if you actually want to get that, you probably should be going one step at a time. The first step is to fix the time or to fix the money in your case.
Definitely money because I don't mind spending time. I would like to see results of my time and effort.
Do you see the difference? And you just went with, okay,
Yeah.
how many hours are you working? You went into the wrong direction. What I did is I just grabbed his path and I just did it like this. I come I I grabbed both of his directions he could go and I built them into one, which is tell me which one. And now he immediately had to give me one, which is the money. So now I'm going to be focusing on the money. Okay, how much money you make exactly? How much money have you made in the past? How much do you have left? I'm going to get all the clarifications. And then I'm going to ask why is that not enough? Basically.
Damn. Okay. So your funnel is very open, but it gives you good results because you get to know what they want to talk about. Same as with you taking him and just narrowing everything to the money. Because for me, I thought it was time, but again, it's an assumption. So I fucked up on that one.
Assumptions kill sales.
Sir. Okay. So how much have you made this month?
Right now, the actual income on the websites is about, because it's seasonal. This right now it's about three to 4,000, somewhere around there.
Okay. And in the past month, how much have you made?
No, I mean it's
Stop.
around 3 to 4.
The
You just
the past month you made between 3 to 4,000. So there's a difference of 25% of that, but you're not sure. Like you don't have access to your finances, or because if you ask me how much I did last month, I can tell you with the decimal on it.
no, I mean I can give you exact numbers. I'm just giving you averages because this is what's going on seasonally right now. Past month it was 3,700.
And this month,
This month it's 3,500.
do you see the clarity that we're getting?
Yeah. Specifics.
3 to 4,000. It's a 25% difference. Now he gave me the centésimos. Specificity. It matters a lot. So, anyways, okay. He's making, let's say,
Okay.
3.5K on average. Now, has he always been doing that? Keep going with the discovery. Let's see where this goes.
Okay. So is this 3.7K, that been consistent throughout the month or it varies?
It has been consistent for last year, but again, we have been in business for about 10 years, doing affiliate 5 to 6 years, so it has been ebbs and flows. But again, I'm not sure if our income 5 or 10 years ago actually matters to you, because things are.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So since you make this 3.7, you mentioned that you break even, right?
Correct.
So that means there's no profit.
Well, see, there is some profit, but essentially breaking even, meaning we're scraping by. Meaning it's
Okay,
like, go ahead.
what does scraping by look like to you?
Scraping by, it's pretty easy. All of our expenses are 1 to 1.5 grand, like expenses for
Mm-hmm.
actual running the business. Everything
Okay.
else is what we use for living, but again, it's literally just pay rent, buy food. That's it. Now we're at zero, so cannot necessarily do anything with it.
Okay. And why is just being able to afford to pay rent and buy food not enough for you?
No. Now you say, okay, so you have been in a situation where you're breaking even for a year at least. Yes?
Yeah,
So why are you on a call with me today and not 7 months ago?
because we kept trying a ton of other things, try to do some of the advertising stuff. Tried some advertising agencies, tried to do manual advertising, but it doesn't work as well. So I decided, let me see what else is there when it comes to affiliates, because
Tell me
we're
what,
doing several things to make money, and that's one of the avenues we decided to double down on affiliates.
okay. Tell me what you have tried with advertising, and then I'm gonna let him explain on that. Why? What you're doing, again, is not wrong. But the difference into why my calls are not 3 hours like you guys, it's because I focus on relevance. The relevance, how important it is, the things that we're discussing. So in this case, I know for a fact that yes, what you said might be important, but the fact that he's been overdoing this for a year and his business has been for 10 years, which is something that I'm going to keep in my back pocket. 10 years and he's only making 3.5K. And for a year, it's been kind of consistent. So why is he in a call now? Why hasn't he tried to fix it before? Now he told me that he tried through ads. Now I got to know everything about the ads, how much he spent, what he got, why he didn't keep trying, why he gave up on that, and why our solution is the thing that is going to save him. I need to know that. Make sense?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just ask him about the ads and let's see where that goes.
Okay. So I lost my train of thought, to be honest. He said that he has tried to fix this before and he spent money on ads. Is that what he said?
No, opposite. I try to get ads on a website and make money through ads versus affiliate.
Okay, so when you try to make money through ads, okay, don't you spend money for you to make those ads?
No, it's people put ads on a website
Oh,
and pay
they
us
put
for those
ads on
ads.
your website.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So how much have you made with those people putting ads on your website?
It, yeah,
Give
well,
the
should focus
answer.
about this.
Give the answer and then I'll show you.
Yeah, well, I mean, different things. We switched on one of our websites. We have several. One of our minor websites. We switched from Google to Ezoic, and it was a fucking disaster. So it was just broke everything. But at least thankfully on that website, we barely made any money. So it was some losses. Then it was a manual outreach looking for people to put on ads. I made a few dollars here and there, but it's like it puts so much time and effort, it's not even worth it. So I spend extra 20 to 30 uh, hours a week just so someone can pay me $300 a month. Not worth it. It's bullshit. No. So things
Okay.
like that.
This is the
So
great
you
part.
mentioned
Stop. This is the great part where you see what I mentioned earlier about being worth it or not. He really measures things as being worth it or not. Therefore, you got to keep playing on that. Now, your question ended up being well, so it's fine. The way that I would have done it is with enticing. I would have just said, okay, so you used this ad method. Tell me all the results you got with that.
Oh, you mean Ezoic? Well, I mean, no results. Essentially, we tried it on a minor website, which only brings about $200 to $300 a month. We tried to use it throughout the entire website. It broke everything. So we
No,
expected maybe grow it a bit more, but we just start making money on ads. It was like we dropped like 20 to 30 bucks, and it made website look ugly as fuck. Just all of the random ads popping up here and there. Yeah, it's a ton of irrelevant shit. It's like it's an outdoor website. Here is some casino bullshit popping up. It was a fucking disaster.
nah, you're kidding me. That bad?
It was we didn't expect it because that actual system had a good reviews. We expected make it twice the amount of money we made, and then if it worked on a small website, try on a main website. Good
And
thing we didn't, otherwise would go in a negative.
And what you end up getting is the casino ads that barely made you money.
Yeah, precisely.
Wow, that must have been stressful, man.
Very. It was, yeah, talking about working extra hours to put everything back and go back to Google.
How many hours did you work on that extra?
It was easily extra 40 hours a week just to make sure I implement it. Then about the same just to take it all back to Google. Plus, on a sitting on a phone and then a chat with support, it's
So no money, casino ads, you barely made anything, and you have to talk about support, and you spend like 40 hours a week on this.
yeah, yeah. That's the gist of it. Yes.
Wow. So anyways, you see, it's this is the advanced way of using enticing, that it feels like a conversation. Do you guys realize? It feels like I'm just talking to him. And the whole point of doing this is that it feels less like an interrogation thing and it's more like a conversation. And when do you really feel like talking? When someone is interrogating you or when you're actually having a conversation with a friend?
Definitely conversation.
So
conversation.
if you do it like this, he's going to open up more and tell me more and tell me more and tell me more. And all I had to do is, again, it's always the formula, which is enticing is one statement, just what I said. So you got results with this. So no, I don't got results with this. And it's boom, boom, boom. And then is the disbelief, which is No way. Or, nah, you're kidding me. Really? And now he keeps expanding even more, right? But it's a conversation. And then, right? Then I'm not a big fan of assuming stuff because you guys know that I don't like to use stuff. It's like you don't want to put words into the mouth of the prospects. But in this case, it's a good thing because it makes them elaborate more. So what do I mean with this? If he told me all this stuff, me saying, wow, that must have been stressful. He said, absolutely, extremely. I had to work 48 hours. And now he told me that he worked 40 hours. He gave me more info just because I said that. But it's obvious that it's stressful. Okay. So maybe it's not the number one feeling he got, but it's giving him a stone to step on and to keep talking and to keep elaborating. Because what I don't want him to tell me that he's stressful. He's stressed. I want him to keep elaborating. And the stress is just something that I am placing and to make him identify himself more with that entity, with that idea, and he just keep expanding and expanding and expanding on that. So is it making sense what I am saying?
Yeah.
The problem
Yeah.
with saying something like, whoa, you must be very stressed, is if you're literally trying to box them into that, into someone who is stressed when they're not feeling like that. Because it's not going to be as powerful as them telling you that they're stressed. But I am not looking for that in this case. In this case, what I am looking for is just for him to open up more and keep talking to me. So I'm just gonna make it's like I'm talking to a friend. If this was your friend and he tells you that, wouldn't you tell him that? It's like, wow, that must be stressful, man. You will literally do that. And he feels that and he perceives that, oh, this is a conversation with a friend. And now he's going to keep talking and adding stuff. And this is why I wanted a Russian comrade to do it, because with me he said more stuff than with you. He talked about the casino stuff. He talked about more stuff that were irrelevant, but to him, they're visual. He sees it with his mammal brain. He sees it. He envisioned himself looking at the page now, talking with the customer support, doing this, the casino pop-ups. And now it's different now. Okay. So my point is that you do this stuff so the prospect can keep engaging more and more with you and gives you more information. To finalize this, when someone asks you a question, unless it's sensitive information, you immediately raise a wall. And I'm gonna use all of you as an example for this. I think I can't explain this shortly, but I'm gonna use all of you as an example. And please think. If I ask you something that is extremely simple, like, hey, what's your favorite color? You're just gonna say it. Like, okay, it's this color. Like, you don't care. But now if I said, tell me your secret crush, my God, I'm just completely degenerate again. Tell me your secret crush. I don't know. Now it's like, why do you want to know that? What's the point of that? Or tell me your darkest, everyone putting Liam, of course. My point is, that actually creates a wall in you. If I ask you something that is very personal and now you don't want to answer it. And this is why, again, you always have this stuff of, why are you asking me this stuff? So when I do it in the way that I was doing it with Russian comrade, immediately Russian comrade doesn't feel these walls of being questioned. He feels like just a conversation with a friend. Whilst with you, it was like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. With me, it was like, no way. Nah, you're kidding me, man. And he was even laughing when he was even giving me the answers. This is honestly some next level shit. If you guys can really comprehend this, if you guys can really use this, your discoveries, you're literally gonna take a piss on every other closer. Like every other closer is gonna look at you and be like, what? How? How are you so good? How can you make this much money? How does this even make sense? It's the next level, and no one is teaching this. No one does it. Only you, only my hunters. So my point is, keep practicing this shit, and you'll realize how good you become in no time. And with this, there's no wall. There's nothing that can stop you. Okay? Mm, how? Because my mentor and my nick. Oh my God. Tyler, yes.
This thing just takes me back to one of my prospects said, damn, this kind of felt like an interrogation, but it was a good interrogation because I gave him like a light bulb moment and he said, yeah, finally feel like I figured my shit out. But it shows how different
Carlos
this is
measuring something.
because when you said, "Wow, that must have been stressful," he immediately opened up. While in my mind, I was like, "Okay, after we do those numbers, how am I going to take this into pain?" And
Yeah.
you just did it so seamlessly that this dude was like, "Yeah, it's very stressful." Now you're in that unintangible space, which I was complicating on how to get to in my head, and it's so crazy.
The question on that, Luca, if you don't mind,
Yeah, yeah,
because
go
the
for it.
idea is keep it. Go ahead.
No, I say go up. Tell me, tell me.
Yeah. So idea keep it more conversational. But are there any specific ways to keep it conversational, just for us to understand and implement? So we wouldn't default to interrogation mode.
Are there ways to keep it conversational? So this is the same advice that I gave you guys when I taught you copywriting back in the day.
Mhm.
And that was the way you write conversationally is that when you're saying stuff or you're writing stuff, is you do it thinking that you're addressing a friend. Think of a friend that you have. Think of any of you, texting to any of you. Will I will I treat Tyler asking would I ask these questions to Tyler in a normal way? Probably not.
Mhm.
Probably I would do something different. Amra probably would get immediately blocked for sure. But if you're talking to a friend like this, it's more, it will be casual. It will be a lot more casual. Okay. So,
Mhm.
yes, of course, there are multiple things, but I'm trying to give you something that is simple, immediate for you to use. And that is, yeah, just think about how would you talk to a friend? Imagine that the prospect that you have in front is someone who is just a friend of you. How would you ask him about finances? It's like, okay, man. So, I mean, I really want to understand if it will make sense for you to do it. So, it's like, are you completely broke, breaking even, a deca millionaire? What's going on?
Mhm.
That's how we would talk to them, and they will feel more open to talk to me versus if I said, "Can you tell me the exact financial situation that you're in right now, Mr. Prospect?" It it's kind of weird, right? So,
Mhm.
this is the secret. Make sense?
Mhm. Yeah, so it's almost like you talk to normal person, because I would default to, okay, so can you explain your exact financial situation? I'm a fucking chat GPT.
Yes. Yes. And again, why GPT, why AI cannot replace a closer?
Because it's not conversational, it's not human.
Exactly. So you need to be more like that. This is the moment where you double down on it
Mhm.
because that's the actual good thing on it.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Just
Thank you.
a follow-up question. How the fuck do you do this shit? Like you just started with the CIA agent. Now
Yes.
you're taking us to a crazy level. Like right now, my mind, I'll probably rewatch this probably like 2 times to see how you did this. But what's that one thing that made you, okay, this is simply how you apply this? Is this what you're telling us? Just be conversational like a
Yeah.
friend. And yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
stuff that I am learning with him and the stuff that I have learned from the past. So what I always do is I have learned I read a lot of books, like a lot. So I learned a lot from those stuff. Plus the training that I'm doing now, the CIA training, literally, except for the guns and stuff. So I'm doing all this shit, and all I'm doing is just I'm combining. It's like I'm mentally combining everything, and it helps me to go faster. And again, as always, I will have my goal, which is I will not stop until I surpass this guy. And then I'm gonna find someone else, and I'm gonna learn from that guy, and I'm gonna surpass him. And I'm just gonna keep getting all this stuff, and I'm gonna give them to you. so that you guys can keep surpassing them as well. Okay. And the hunters are ended up just conquering the whole fucking planet. That's the evil plan. Make sense?
It's perfect.
Okay.
And we got you on guns. Tyler will provide guns. I will provide training. We got you. We got you. Very good.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So,
Fuck.
and
Yeah.
finalizing this topic, which is the importance of being in a conversational status. So I need to stop the recording because I'm going to roast people. So clearly this cannot be public into this stuff. The people who are telling you that the whole point is no, you're not supposed to be liked, you're supposed to be an authority because people buy from authorities. Yes, this is true, but like I said, you can just be an authority that they like. You could just do that, literally. You can be an authority while at the same time talking with them. There's no need to exclude stuff. You don't have to treat them like they're just like you're literally the FBI and they are Al Qaeda. It's like you don't have to do that. Like, no. There is just someone that you have in front who has a problem and they want to fix it. But if I show up saying, "What's okay? So tell me about this. What about this? What about this? See this. How about this? What happened with this?" It's just, bro, it's exhausting. 9/11 treatment. It's exhausting. But if I actually talk to you and I say, "All right, man, so I mean, this must be a pain in the ass." Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you've been doing this for how long then? Okay, so you trying to change this, but you couldn't before, right? Yeah, I know I could. So, do you see how that is so much better, and it makes you actually want to answer to this stuff? So the whole point and what I want you guys to understand is that if you can do it like this, closing rate is going to go through the roof because people will actually trust you a lot more. It's just having social fucking skills, like Carlito says. So, yeah, make sense?
Yeah. And where were you going to take this call from here? After, let's say he's said that the casino ads that is making a shit, were you going
Yeah.
to go more into the unintangible side until you can lock in like commitment?
Well, what I will be doing right now is that the fact that he's doing all this enticing, I'm doing all this enticing just to get him to talk more with me. I'm just going to keep going in the direction that I am just to find out the number, just to find out all the numbers, all the things he tries. So, for example, he told me that with the ads, he barely make money, blah, blah, blah. He's working 48 hours a week, 40 hours a week. Sorry. So I'm going to say, okay, ooh, is this for how long has it been? Okay. And then once I kind of know all this data, then I can just go into the emotional side, the intangible, which is okay. So working 40 hours for something that didn't give you a result. For how long have you tried that? 4 months. Why did you keep going for 4 months? Why was it so important for you to go in for 4 months with something that wasn't giving you any results? And do you see how we're slowly making the transition from just numbers into what he really feels? And then at the end, I'm just gonna say, well, I mean, that will depend on what he tells me. But I'm just gonna say, man, how do you feel doing all this for nothing? No, he's fucked. So you did all this and it was for nothing. Yeah. Wow. What do you want to do now? No, man, I cannot go through the same again. Okay. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. And then I'm gonna talk about why he believes that with us, that's not gonna happen. And say, what's different with us? Why would you believe that we can help you that way? And I'm gonna keep doubling down on that constantly over and over and over again. And with that, I'm gonna get all the emotional side down. I'm gonna get him really committed. I'm gonna get him to take ownership. I mean, this guy will take ownership very quickly. I'm gonna get him to take the pain as well. So after I do all this, I'm just gonna double check. Do I have MIT? I think I do. And because of the conversation that I had, do you see how easy it is to build trust? Trust will be through the roof. And that's it. And after all that, well, it should be pretty easy.
Because I can see how trust will be through the roof. Like prospects, when you understand these situations. They literally, I don't know, they see you as some type of big brother who can just guide them because they end up asking you questions on how they could do this more effectively. But I'm just thinking if I can add this conversational skill, everything would be through the roof. So that's what I want to work on, like a lot.
Yeah. So it makes kind of sense now, like the direction I would have taken.
Yeah. I was, again, it comes down to simplicity. I was thinking, how are we going to turn it to the unintangible? But it's pretty much simple.
Yeah. It is simple. I think you guys are overcomplicating it. I'm actually gonna I'm about to make some insane trainings for you guys. Just prepare because what you're going to see, I have two trainings that you're going to love. Mm, so one is going to be about actually getting clients, and another one is about to like you will see that's a surprise. But very, very important. And I don't know, as soon as they're up, I would like you guys to see it immediately. Now, based on what we discussed, this difference between conversational versus the authority. Is it
Mhm.
clear? Do you guys have takeaways, something that you would like to discuss or just to mention again? I don't know.
The
Everything
takeaway
solid. Yeah.
for me, this is the biggest, is you must, I'm talking to myself. You must just chill down and speak to the person like normally. And it's easier for them to open up and go through all of this. Because once you start being too interrogative, yes, they will answer you because maybe they want to do this or they see you as an authority. But it's much better if you're an authority which they like. Because if they like you at the end of the call, let's say they have a concern, they'll even tell you before you drop the price as part of the questions. Then you'll just handle it there. But if you're too much of an authority, then they have this feeling that, okay, where is this guy trying to take this conversation? But if you're being conversational, you're just putting all of that down and letting the conversation feel nice. So yeah,
Yeah, I
you
know.
can't be a liked authority, and it's much more 10 times greater than just being the serious dude who just gives 9/11 treatment.
Yeah. And to double down on that, the interesting thing is that if you're a big authority through the whole call and you just focus on portraying yourself like that, when you have something to say, when you have a doubt or something, you're going to be afraid of saying it, or you just want to keep it to yourself. And you know what you're going to say? I need to think about it. And this is why that happens. So playing too much on the authority just gives you what I need to think about it. And that's where you get fucked. I mean, I show you guys how you can fix that, but still. So interesting thing to have into consideration. Jared Mercado.
Yeah, my big takeaway, I was watching a lot of my calls, especially after the one-to-one we had, where you said my energy was too low, especially in the beginning, and I sounded scripted. And I realized that I do sound very low energy and monotone. So I started watching the Vin guy who does like tonality and speech and all that. And I think it's just being like more natural that I need to really work on, not being so focused, but just like relaxed throughout the call. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to work on. And then the other thing I was going to say, I was actually going to ask about this earlier in the call. So I think the universe is listening to
Oh
me.
no. The 40 universe, Jesus. So what were you gonna ask about how to improve your energy about this?
No, I was going to ask how to build trust by being conversational.
Oh,
And I was
like
going
the
to ask,
whole
is it just
topic.
like, yeah,
Literally
like
the whole topic.
that was going to be my question.
Yeah, the vibrations on this one were crazy. You manifested it, girl. Yes. So it is pretty much that. And like I always said with tonalities, I still remember, Isabel, you sent me a message once saying, how can I practice tonality? And I just remember that I told you, well, just pay attention to what's going on in front and the tonality will come. It's literally just being present. So it's just if you're present, you're also going to be conversational. It's just that. Mm, sorry. Regular name.
Please call me Reggie. I
Reggie.
actually had a perfect illustration on the if I put 70% of effort and 30% I fuck up, I actually had 40. I have a perfect illustration because I realize I can take all of the things you teach, all of my personal things, all of my social skills, experiences, you name it. But at the same time, I pull that hesitation from my negative experiences. And this is where I downgrade myself from 70% of good stuff, fucking up on 30. Now I'm at 40. And guess what? I put 40% of effort, receive 40% of result.
Exactly.
It finally clicked.
Yeah. And this is a great fucking lesson that literally Russian comrade taught me. And I'll explain it to all of you because I think it's a wonderful lesson actually, which is if you have, let's say, 100% of, I don't know, let's say capacity to do stuff, okay? If you only put 70%, this is 80, but so let's just go with 80. So if you go with 80%, it's not really 80%. There is a 20% that you're not using, which doesn't translate here. It translates into here because it's a 20% that is attacking directly what you're doing. Therefore, if you subtract this 20, you realize that by only putting 80% of the effort, you're actually only working at 60% because the 20% that you're not doing is subtracting the things that you're doing correctly. Therefore, you're at 60. So, following this logic, if you only work at 50%, you're pretty much fucked. You're at zero because you're barely working. Okay? If you're only working, Aiden doesn't understand that. What you don't understand, Aiden? I'll explain it again. Tell me. I'll actually make a drawing for you so it makes sense. Let's say that this. Tell me.
I don't get how 20% of not doing something takes away another 20% of what's been done.
I'll explain it with something that you like. I'll explain it with fitness. This is 100% of your fitness capacity. 100% of the capacity that you have to have the best body of your life, okay? Now, let's say that you're genuinely only working at 80%. Let's say that you're only working at 80. Now, you're saying, what the fuck does the 20% have to do and why this 20 is subtracting from the other part? Well, I'll explain it to you. Let's say that in this 80%, you are training every day, okay? You train every day, you train properly. You also sleep very well. But let's say that you, in this 20%, you're eating burgers every fucking night. This attacks this, and it subtracts it. Therefore, this is only going to be at 60%, because with this 20%, you're fucking up the 80%. That makes sense now? I cooked. Didn't I cooked. Tell me.
Can I illustrate it quickly in 30 seconds for
Yeah,
Aiden and everybody else in my example?
Yeah.
See, my thing is, my previous problem is not being aggressive enough. And guess what? I can find the best offer. I can be on all of the calls. But because those 30% of mine is not aggressive enough, I Fred Light, essentially being afraid. I subtract all of my previous efforts, getting on the calls with the prospects, finding offers. It doesn't matter. I did those 70% perfectly, but 30% of fucking up and being afraid of calling prospects out. All of my previous efforts, it's actually 40 because I got so far on the calls, but I'm not closing.
Right fucking point. Okay. Hopefully now this makes absolute sense. And you realize that you have to go all the way if you really want to win. Otherwise, you're sabotaging yourself. It's like Lucas said earlier, you're going up or down. So the 20% of not doing anything isn't actually not doing anything, it's going down 20%. Exactly. If you gave 60% of good effort, the 40% of bad things you do affect the 60% of good effort. And you're actually doing 20%. Exactly. Before you go, Isabel, I know you want to say something. I read that Aiden doesn't know what MIT is. You don't know what MIT is. MIT is basically, if you want to influence someone, you need to have the MIT locked down. The MIT will be the motivation, the interest, and the trust. In the aspect of us doing closing, it would mean that if we want to influence someone into doing something, they first need to be motivated to making a change. So if I'm selling, I don't know, selling you a fitness program, you need to be motivated to actually want to get on a fitness trainer. Like you need to be motivated to say, I want to change my body, be motivated into it. And the second thing is interest. You need to be interested in the things that I am giving you. So what does that mean? I'm giving you a program that explains you how to train, and you know that it's interesting to know how to train because that's how you get a good body. So you also need you have interest, and then is the trust, because if you don't trust me, I might as well be talking for no reason. Without trust, you're not going to buy me. You don't believe this is going to help you. So you need to trust in me, trust in the company, trust in the vehicle. That makes sense with the MIT now? Why it's so important? So the thing is, I wouldn't say get MIT and then COP. It's not necessarily like that. It's you just, by the end of the discovery, you kind of need to realize that you have everything. And the way that maybe I'm getting CMOEPT. Maybe I'm just going all over the place. It could be. But my point is, it's not that, okay, I need to get MIT, then I'm going to get COP. It's like, no. These are things that will help you understand how good you are with the discovery. If you're finishing a discovery and you say, I genuinely have nothing of MIT, then don't pitch. I have nothing of COP, then don't pitch. That's kind of like the point of it. Not to say I'm going to get this and then I'm going to get this. Is like just to orientate you. So hopefully that makes sense. Isabel, you had something to say or not? No?
Yeah, just a quick add-on to the thing you're talking about earlier, being an authority versus being liked.
Yes.
On calls, people gave me the feedback that I was extremely cut off, like I was shut off. I was very straight-faced and then just giving feedback that was super, just asking questions, not being very serious, pretty much.
Yes.
And I have to be more friendly, like more open, because otherwise they're not going to see you as someone who's actually there for help, just someone who is interrogating them.
I agree. It's exactly what we're saying. You need to be
Yes.
someone who is
Human.
agreeable. Yeah. Be more human and seek to help. So, all right. Ladies, gentlemen, any other takeaways? Something else that you would like to say, add? Nope. Okay. Was this call helpful? Did you guys like it? Did you guys learn something?
It was excellent. It was one of the top 5 calls. Just
Thanks. Appreciate it. Спасибо. All right.
в любое время.
Mega call.
Nice. Okay. So if you are kind of unsure about something in here, just give it a rewatch and make sure that everything in here is tied down, because this is important. And I will see you, gentlemen and ladies, which will be Isabel and Aiden. I will be seeing you on Sunday. Okay? So take care and bye-bye.